morning, everybody. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I've got some robots. Should we let them in? Virginia, should we let the robots in or keep the robots out today? Virginia, it's been a while, my friend. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what's going on in your world. You gotta hit the unmute button there, my friend.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Yes.
Yeah. No, I got injured.
Is that a boot?
It's a boot on the left leg. I got injured a month ago at work. So now I've been home waiting for a doctor's appointment. And my second career is calling doctors, insurance companies, filling out paperwork, mailing,
Oh,
emailing, texting. It's like a second job, brother.
yeah. Oh, Virginia, I'm
But
sorry, dude.
but you know what I did? Last couple of days, I went through all your videos, and a lot of them didn't even have one like on there. So I liked about maybe, I don't know, 100 or 200 videos that you had, including one that I found that I was in. It was one of the first times I was talking to you. All of a sudden, there I am with you talking. And I'm like, wow, what happened? How did he sneak
Oh,
that one in?
that's awesome, brother. I appreciate that. Did you get any good takeaways?
I did, because I have time now. I'm wearing this boot. I'm wearing that boot. You can't do a lot because it's a torn ligament. And I heard it
Yeah.
6 months ago, but I went to work anyway because I didn't want to be that person. And
Yeah.
I was a week away from retiring a week ago, and now I can't. I have to stay under the insurance, and then I have to go and get ultrasounds and more stuff, more x-rays. Anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, it gave me time to motivate myself every morning by listening to you and other people like yourself that have a lot of things to say. And it's amazing what you could say, you, without a script because of life experiences. When you have life experiences, it comes so easily to talk to somebody through the heart without having to fake it or script it. You have to go through misery like the first time, like the video I saw me talking to you. It was a privilege to make mistakes because that means I'm alive to be able to do that and then learn from it. As long as I don't do it over and over and over, then it's pretty silly. But yeah, that's what's happening.
Wow.
I'm sitting here on my wall. I don't know if you can see my wall of pictures. Those are all trips I've gone to. Those are all trips that I accomplished. This is why I do everything. Hit it hard and add spice and sauce to my life is what I do and what I say to people all the time. And so I'm glad I did those trips because look what happened. Now I I'm sitting here and I can't do anything like that. Even though I'm going on the cruise in 3 weeks because I already had it booked anyway. I'm still going to go with the boot. I don't care. It's not going to stop me from that. But every day when I come down, I look at the wall. I say, "Wow, you've been there. You've been to Russia. You've been to Poland. You're in Croatia. You went to Greece, Italy. You went to all these places that you're not supposed to be to go to. Considering I grew up poor in Portugal on a little island with nothing, but when you come to America, everything is here for you. Everything. All you have to do is add a little oomph to it to go get it, go find it, practice it, make the mistakes, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't slow down, don't stop. No excuses. Don't look back. Don't even look to tomorrow. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. Today's a gift. That's why they call it the present. And even though I'm miserable right now, inside a little bit because of the pain and suffering I'm going through, I'm still alive. I'm still having a good time. I'm still talking to you today, and see what happens. You say, hey, what's going on with you? So you open the floodgates by, you
And you get
know?
to look at your photos. You're right, man. Look at all those places.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's only a few. We got a couple thousand more. So only an American do that. You can't grow up in Afghanistan or North Korea or Cuba and be able to go do some of the things me and you have done and the people that are watching you today. Uh, and even the videos I was watching of you, you were doing interviews, you were doing things, you were talking, just boom, no scripts. You weren't working out a book. It was just a passage in your head.
Thank you, Virginia. Funny because you mentioned, and it's funny because even hearing it, it's a little bit of a trigger, but it is so true. Like we talk about misery, you said through, right? Through
Yeah.
misery comes the life experience, which then comes the messages. And we as humans, like I've come to learn, we're like addicted to suffering.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
yeah, it's through the suffering though. You're right. Like we'll only move because of pain, right? We're not
Yeah.
going to move towards pleasure. We're going to move away from pain. So it is in the suffering, in the misery that we get to move into that new life, that new expansion of who we could be, the new place. And
Right.
that's kind of what I'm embracing, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
to
Like
honor it.
I think you mentioned this, or I mentioned I say this all the time. Pick your hardness. How hard do you want it? It's hard to be good. It's hard to be bad. It's hard to be fat. It's hard to be thin and healthy. It's hard to
Yeah.
be rich and keep the richness, and harder to be poor. And then act like you're poor and do things like you're poor.
Yeah.
Especially in America. And I keep saying America all the time because I've gone to other places and people are always begging me for money, including America. They're begging me for money, but much more so in other places I've been to.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you for the share, brother. Wow. It's
Yeah.
one amazing to hear from you. And even this, like, right. How is this happening for you? Do you mind if can I ask you how you got injured?
I got injured at work 6 months ago. All right.
Yeah.
I tripped over one of these scaffolding systems that were there. They have these bars that hang out. And so if you're not aware, plus it's very noisy, it's a railroad. It's mechanical. There's cranes overhead. There's hoses on the ground, nuts, bolts, and screws, oil, always try and trip you up. And I hurt my left shoulder, elbow, knee, and ankle. Those are the things I went to hospital for. Blah. They've passed, even though they say I need to have an operation on the shoulder and the knee. There's no pain, but you're putting all your weight on your ankle, your foot. The pain is there, and then I couldn't walk anymore. So they sent me to get an ultrasound, and they said, go right to the hospital and get a boot and do not go to work today. And guess where I went? I went to work that day because I was already booked and I didn't want to cancel. I was already booked to go, and I don't like backing out of things that I already promised I was going to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went anyway, and then after that, the next day I called out and said, I can't do it. So waiting for doctor's appointments. It's all about the system. Yeah.
And taking some rest, right? Along with the paperwork, along with the chasing, along with all that, like this is some rest time for you, right? To
Yeah.
slow down, watch YouTube videos, work more on yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to read a lot. I'm trying to keep
Yeah.
active. I haven't turned the TV on. I've been just every morning I check to see where the paperwork is at, how far. It's just like a real estate deal. It's the same thing. It's no different. It's no different. It's like building a project. This is like building something every morning. See where it's at, how far away, 5, 7 days out. Then there's a cancellation, then the movement, and then boy, unbelievable. But I'm okay with it. I like that little drive of figuring out these things and trying to get my first check. I haven't got paid in a month, but luckily I have, Dave Ramsey principle, save at least 6 months worth of backup money for all your bills. Everybody should have that. Everybody should have that.
That's probably one of the two principles that I actually agree with Dave Ramsey. Yes.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything. I like Clark Howard's show better, actually. So I watch him, and then on Wednesdays he has a financial advisor, and I watch him also. And so you got to have a little bit. You got to know the left, the right, the up and down. You got to watch Fox as much as you got to watch CNN. You got to watch NBC as much
Cool.
as CBS. Okay, you got to know what they're all doing, so they don't sneak up behind you and whack you. So you got
I
to
stopped
know
watching
that.
the news years ago.
No, but I
Best
mean, a
decision
little
I ever made.
no, I don't want to watch too much about it. You got to know what the headlines are on each one of them, what they're saying
Sure.
against each other, just so you're aware of it, and then you move on. And of course, you got to be motivated every day. You got to work on yourself
Gotcha.
more than anybody else. You've mentioned that in a
Amen.
lot of your videos. If you don't work on yourself, everything else around collapse. It all
Amen.
goes downhill. Boom.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing, Virginia. It's great to hear your energy, see your spirit. That's amazing, dude. Thank you.
All right.
Let's drop in, guys. For those of you joining us, we're dropping in to the new week. Start to feel that gratitude, that love, that joy, that appreciation. As Virginia did share, a lot of us, we can always have things that go wrong in the week, but let's start to drop into what went right. What were your wins last week? What gave you those deep feelings of gratitude, love, joy, appreciation? And we make them real by typing them into the chat or writing them into your journal, bringing them into the 3D world to then have more of these. Let's bring them in, type them into the chat, write them into your journal. And if anyone else would like to share this morning, we're still in connection time. I see a lot of ladies in here today. It's so funny because sometimes we have a lot of men, and today we have a lot of ladies joining us. I know that Toby went on an amazing hike Was that last week? Might have been 2 weeks ago. There he is. Anything you want to share, Toby, or no? You're quiet today. Ooh, no audio from you, my friend. Okay, that's all right. Good to see you, my man. Great to see you here. Beautiful. All right. So again, we're sinking into that gratitude, that love, joy, appreciation. And if anyone would like to share another win that they had over the week or weekend, that'd be amazing.
Hey, Nick. Oh, sorry.
Who was that?
It's
Hey,
Michelle. Good morning. I'm not
Good
camera ready,
morning.
but I can throw my voice out there. Good morning.
Love
So I
that.
got my lemon water blending in the background, so there's a lot of going on over here. I thought I would throw this out there. I'm super grateful because I just had that fall recently, and I have my MRI on Wednesday. I'm still trying to bump it up every day. I keep calling for cancellations. I'm going to Winchester Hospital at 9:20 p.m. on Wednesday night to get my MRI, but that's fine. I'll do it unless I get in sooner. And anyway, it's feeling better. I got a brace that literally has helped me to get around. It's amazing when you don't have to go up and down the stairs, one stair at a time on your butt. So with the double hinged brace is really a game changer. So I feel good about that. But more importantly, with the help of different people, photographer friends, her husband letting me use him as my work husband when he was finishing the punch list at my sister's house and all the stuff. I was able to successfully list my sister's house. Had 2 open houses yesterday that were buzzing unbelievably. Both days were packed. I actually had ladybugs jumping off the house on Saturday. I had to look up the spiritual meeting. It talked about, I should have had it pulled up to read it, but it was just talking about it's very indicative of others that have passed that are still watching over you. And this is like new opportunities, changes, prosperity, like all the things. And I could feel it. They were literally bouncing off the house. And it was crazy. And I got 3 offers. So now it just becomes picking the right one. So it's like everything is moving in the right direction. So it's amazing what happens when you go with the flow, or be flowy, as you like to say, as opposed to just, shoveling shite against the tide sometimes,
Ladybugs, Michelle.
I know, ladybugs. I've got 3 listings by now, 3 active listings at the same time. I don't think I've ever had that in my career at the same time. So it's a great week.
Allowing the abundance to come in, right? Allowing it all to come in as it comes in from all places, from all sources, with little effort, with ease, with flow. That's how it works, Michelle.
Yeah, I'm not used to without ease and with flow. I was like, what is this ease and flow that you speak of? Now I'm starting to sink in. I'm starting to get
it. Reaffirming that to us. One thing I also learned too is like we're so, obviously this is a big power moment. Like we're so focused on cash flow and money here in this society. When you go to other countries, we're not as focused on that. They're focused on all these different wins, all these different forms of abundance. And it's when to allow this money and cash flow and wealth into our lives, right? First, we have to remove, this is not for you, Michelle, because you've already been doing a lot of this work. This is just in general.
Sure.
Right. First, we remove the energy blocks, right, that keep us in a place where we cannot receive. And then we also have to appreciate all of the other ways abundance is coming into our lives, right? We can't just be focused on one form of abundance when there's so many other forms in our worlds, in our lives, and we're not even seeing the other pieces of it. So that was kind of a big exercise that I went through about 2 or 3 years ago, where it's like, focusing on where am I going to get the next dollar? Oh my God, bank account's draining. What's happening? And then, wait a second, breath, homes, comfort, family, love, emotions, wisdom, like value everywhere. My pet. These are why we start with gratitude. So if anyone here is listening to the recording or here with us today, and you're overly focused because your brain has tamed you to overly focus on, oh no, where's my next paycheck going to be? And you're living in that survival, anxious mode, start to just close your eyes. What are other ways that abundance is in your life right now? We focus on the ways abundance is coming in. And once you finally see that and you go into that grateful space, now we're feeling that love, joy, appreciation. Now we get to create out of creation, for the sake of creation, instead of creating by trying to chase something or running from something else, running from fear. So beautiful, Michelle. Thank you for sharing that. 3 listings. Woo! Go, girl.
Yeah, thank you. And I don't want to forget Melina, who's on the call. I think Melina wanted to say something too. She's been an integral part of she literally for, I think it was almost a week, just basically, helped me to, laundry and blah, 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 up and down the stairs and whatever it was that I needed. She was just right there to help me. What were you going to say, Melina? She's a godsend.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm so excited I'm so excited for you, Michelle. Congratulations. It's so amazing. And
Thank
I
you.
have to tell you, I don't know if you caught this the other day. You texted me. I want to share this because it's so beautiful. This is how interconnected we can all be energetically.
Mm.
When you told me that the ladybugs were bouncing off your house, at that moment, it was right before that, the same thing was happening at my house. And I had just talked to someone. I was like, what is happening? There's ladybugs. Literally, they come out of nowhere. They were not there 10 minutes ago.
That's
Like,
right.
I was outside, and then I went outside, and I'm like, what is happening? What are all these dots on my house, like bouncing off my? I'm like, I thought I was losing it, and then I realized these are ladybugs. Like, they're beautiful and magical. And then when you texted me that, I was like, wow, something is powerful. It's so beautiful, right? And
It
I just
really
want to
is.
say, like, yeah, Nick, to your point, when you feel that flow, you put yourself in that feeling of abundance and gratitude of all the most beautiful things around you that we just take for granted sometimes. It just allows you to get into that allowing, like you talk about, to just let it flow. And I appreciate it so much.
I do too.
It's so beautiful. And thank you for sharing that.
Guys,
I love you guys.
People are all helping each other in the group. I love this so much. Oh, Melina, you're a sweetheart. Well, for the record, I also had ladybugs bouncing off of our house.
Yay!
Lots of ladybugs. It's funny because I used to look at ladybugs as good luck and magical, and they still are. But my son, we moved into this house 5 years ago. My son was in the corner room, and he comes out. And this is when he was in the phase where he just basically wanted to get up for every reason whatsoever, didn't want to go to sleep. So he would basically be up. I'd hear him stomping around. I'd hear him chattering on his music. He'd come down and he'd say, "Dad, there's a bug in my room. Can you please help me get it?" I'm like, buddy, no, like, just go back to bed. So he went back to bed, and he woke up again. He's like, "Dad, this bug is really bothering me." So we'll go back in his room, and I follow him up this time. I'm like, "Which bug is bothering you, buddy?" And he says, "This one." I'm like, "Oh, look, it's a ladybug." And now it's like 12 midnight. We grab the ladybug, gently remove him, put him outside. He comes back down again at 2 a.m. And he's like, Dad, I can't sleep. There's another bug. And I go up in his room and I turn on the light, and he knew he was like lying a lot to get attention in those days. So in this case, he didn't lie. He said on a bug, because if he had told me the truth, which was there was maybe 120 ladybugs in his room, just buzzing around him, buzzing into his LED light, buzzing into his night light. This poor kid. God. He's like, "I know they're good luck, Dad. I know they're good luck, but I can't sleep. There's too many of them."
Oh, anyone would have freaked out.
There was a lot of ladybugs. Like, they were in my face this time. They were all over the place. The poor kid. So now he's got trauma over ladybugs.
Oh, no. Oh, the poor kid.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's just one way they let you know they're there, right? Showing you the energy, like right in your face sometimes with these things.
Yeah, they're very special. That's cool. Does anyone else want to jump in and share before we jump into a little passage I've got? Seeing some of the chat. Ex-girlfriend was scared of them. That's funny. Yep, I get it. Well, I'm still not scared of them, but then I read somewhere, of course, my brain loves to make us scared, right? Every time we read something, it needs to keep us safe. It said that there's one version of ladybug that's like highly poisonous. If you look at this one specific spots pattern on his back, don't let that one touch you. That one bites and it's poisonous. Yeah, there you go. I just gave everybody else trauma the way I have it. You're welcome. That's not why we're here, everybody. I was kidding. Anyway, moving into, Jerry says, don't eat them. Moving into our passage today. For those of you who are just joining us or came in a little late, before you do anything, make sure you drop into that place of gratitude. What was a win you had last week? It's easy to look at what didn't go well or what we didn't do, what we wanted to do, but no, drop into the wins. What gave you love, joy, appreciation, or gratitude this past week or weekend? So really feel into that. And once you're there, you make it real, you type it to the chat, or you write it into your journal. And I have a story today. It's from a little fish story, and I kind of like it. So I'll read this and then ask if anyone else feels anything along with this passage. This is called Little Fish Story. The instant fish accept that they will never have arms, they grow fins. I confess, I was surprised to wake up one day with this knowing about fish. It seems a riddle to decipher. After living with it for a while, I've come to feel that it holds another key to faith that before we can be what we are meant to be, we must accept what we are not. This form of discernment asks us to let go of those grand fantasies that take us out of our nature, that make us work to be famous instead of loving, or perfect instead of compassionate. Yet the instant we can accept what is not in our nature, rather than being distracted by all we think we could or should be, then all of our inner resources are free to transform us into the particular self we are aching to be. This act of acceptance is a risk that frees us because we can't find the growth that awaits us until we give up what is against our very nature. It is this surrender, without knowing what will happen next, that allows our lives to truly unfold. So I read this and I went right to, we have an exercise in our coaching group, and it's called the labels and roles exercise. I might have shared this with you guys before, but it's so interesting because, from the moment we were born, we are given roles and labels, right? Some roles or labels are positive, some are negative. We put the meaning behind it, right? But could be the smart kid, or the ugly kid, or the big kid, or the nerd, or the fast kid, the athlete, right? The ADHD kid, the hyperactive kid, the trouble kid, the class clown. And then as we get older, right? The football star, the teacher's pet, we get even older, right? Now we're married. So now we're the partner, the spouse, the husband, the dad, the father, the teacher, the student. But maybe we still have these roles or labels that we picked up as a kid that are still like ingrained, right? The brain picks up on these labels and that becomes who we are. But there's also, we were also gifted these unique talents, gifts, and abilities. And yes, they are extremely unique, right? Every single one of us has been made completely non-like anyone else. Our DNA strains are all completely different, which is so cool because no one's identical. And our personality traits, what we're good at, what we're not good at, what we're passionate about, what we hate, not passionate about, what gives us energy, what drains energy, the type of tasks or businesses we want to create or the careers that we want to have. Every single moment, well, as we were little, we kind of force our way through, right, into what feels safe or what makes us feel connected or part of a little group, a little tribe to make us feel safe, right? And as we get older, part of our discovery process is learning who we have become. And now we get to check as adults and say, well, is that really who I am? Do I choose that label? Do I choose that role? Am I really happy doing this thing that I thought I was happy doing because I got pretty good at it by forcing myself to do this for 10, 15, 20 years? So once you're here, and you are all here because you're in this group, in this community, Life Unlimited, right? Learning how to create an unlimited life for yourself. Our only limitation is in our minds. So now let's ask the question, who are you? Are you doing something that isn't really you? Are you being someone that just makes you feel icky inside? Is there something in your life that it drains you constantly? You're having to do it over and over and over again because, quote unquote, this is what you've been doing in your life, and therefore I'm supposed to keep doing it. Well, what if that isn't the case? And what would you do if you get to choose who you are? And it's okay if you're not good at math or you're not good at, running and hiking up mountains, right? And you're not good at walking 10 dogs at once. You're not good at whatever it could be. Like, embrace that. Embrace who you're not so that you can finally embrace who you are. That's what I get out of that passage. And I do this my own exercise, right? I would encourage you to do this too. Like, if you're in a place today where you can have some tea or some coffee and you just sit with it and start writing down, like, what labels or roles have you played in your life that you were given or that you gave yourself? And then now that we're adults, now that we can protect the young kid, we know we're safe, we do feel connected, we all belong. Now we get to choose who we actually are, who we desire to be, what gets us excited inside, what makes us feel good to say, I am a student, I am a leader, I am a father, I am a dad, I can be a business leader, if I choose, right? And what do those roles and labels, the next step is, what do those roles and labels mean to you? Does anyone else want to share if knowing who we are starts with learning who we're not? Did that speak to anybody else? Our fish story. Joel, you're up here, man. You're nodding your head. I love you, dude. What came to you?
What's going on, man? How's everybody?
Hey.
Yeah, I've been on a beautiful journey this past, I guess since I was born, but more specifically this last year. And it's been interesting and fun to see, like, become more. Something that I wanted to do is become more aware. I got a call coming in. Yeah, send them a voicemail. Sorry, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Just be kind of I'm still in that process of becoming aware of the things that I like and don't like, and I feel like I'm becoming more in tune with that. So I'll find myself noticing little things and like, oh, okay, that felt good, that didn't feel good. So kind of like taking inventory and just being more aware. And I feel like it's like a muscle, and it gets better with time. So I find myself in those scenarios constantly where I'm like, okay, I like this, I don't like this, and it's not a direct answer to your question, but I guess an indirect answer to your question. I'm still in that process, part of that journey, and even in my personal life, also with work, that those stuff come up all the time. So it's giving myself a chance to like choose, okay, is this something that I actually want to do going forward? Or maybe I have to do it now, but maybe, in this instance, but for the next one, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to that and not do that again next time. So that's been really powerful and special, and I'm appreciating that.
Yeah. What a beautiful answer, Joel. And truth is, aren't we all it is the process, right? There's never a definitive, this is who I am, because in a year from now, we can choose to be something else. That's
Correct.
the beauty of it. We get to choose who we are, what behaviors we have, what we want, what gets us, and we should all follow that which brings us the most passion or excitement. I mean, that's it. That's the only job in this life. And that's actually a good point. For those of you, I think Nisar did put that into the chat. For those of you who are new here or watching the recording new, after the gratitude, we move into alignment. The 3 questions are posted for you in the chat. Number 1, what is your soul calling you to do today? How can you love yourself a little bit more by answering your soul's calling? Is it the gym? Is it a walk on the beach? Is it just rest, like just doing nothing? Like, what is your soul calling you to do? Once you fill your own cup, number 2 is, who else do you choose to show up for today in a meaningful way? Who can you share some love with? Could be a family member or a spouse, or it could be a long lost uncle or team member that needs some gratitude, just want to acknowledge some people, or a random stranger on the street. And the 3rd question, which is really the only question that we should be following in our very, very, very short 76 years on this planet, is what's one thing you can do today, or one step you can take today towards that which brings you the most excitement or passion in your life? Knowing that excitement and passion and love are the 3 highest vibration emotions we could possibly have. That's our only goal. In fact, if you think about it, all the work, all the careers, all the things we've been forcing ourselves to do for so long is just to, quote unquote, be able to go do the things that makes us excited or passionate in our lives, right? Yeah. So feel into that today. And I am aware of time in our 3D realm. So for those of you who are still with us and you want to join us for a quick little affirmation or meditation, we'll do that by closing our eyes, taking a deep breath in and release, feeling your feet on the ground beneath you, the seat or the bed that's supporting you, as you feel into this new week of joy, this new week of creation, this new week of gratitude and appreciation and collaboration with all the other people in your world that you choose to work with. We move into this week and recognizing all the forms of abundance that are coming into us from all sources all the time, with ease and with flow, as they come in with the fresh breath that we can always take into our bodies. Starting with the breath, we then can see all the other beautiful abundance that's coming in. The feelings of the air on our skin, the feelings of our pets on our feet, the feeling of pillows behind our beds, the feeling of delicious food as we're able to take in the nutrients that we take in, the feeling of little soft wins, of breakthroughs with our loved ones, of breakthroughs with any physical maladies we might be going through in this moment. We ask and healing is coming in. bright white light is filling up our bodies as we speak, breathing it in, the rich, bright light of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual healing fill our bodies, coming in as we move into what brings us the most excitement or passion in our lives this week. Moving towards that which brings us excitement or passion puts a big smile on your face. Knowing you're coming into this version of you in this lifetime, you don't give a fuck what people think of you. You dance, you sing, you smile and laugh, you bring it into the world because that is your light. That is the light you came in here with. And rediscovering and exploring what that looks like for you is the most beautiful journey here on this planet. So let's move into this week with a deep breath of pure abundance, of richness, of light coming in and release. Enjoy your week, my beautiful friends. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for joining me. It would be a little bit more boring if it was just be by myself. So I appreciate all you.
We love you, Nick. Thank you for these calls.
Thank
They really ground us for the week.
Oh, love you too,
Amazing.
Michelle. See you
Thank
guys
you.
next week. Same bat channel, same bat place.